Hello guys, welcome to part 2 of the video. I decided to divide these patch notes into 2 videos because in the last video I was already on 22 freaking minutes, so it was pretty long already and we haven't covered everything else. Again, if you were watching this video, this is part 2. Make sure you watch part 1. It's going to be linked in the description, so go check that one out as soon as, well, I guess that's better to watch that first and then watch this one back after. But in the description, there's also the link to the full patch notes that we have here. And it's big because there's a lot of explanation to stuff. It's not a huge patch, I would say, but it's just like what it is. It's just basically big in explaining what it is, so everybody knows going in what the freak is basically going on, right? Anyways, we did all of these. We did gardening, we did the harvesting bench, we did composting. Now we are down at food. So food is the new thing that we got with the harvesting or gardening update. And you can create edible version of plants and wash them in the washable sink. So we get a new bench that's the sink. And the vegetable sink is crafted in the gardening level. So like all the other benches, you need gardening level to get this to work. I was about to say to interact with this one. So if you can't do it, if you go up to it, you click E or what you click on consoles, and it doesn't work, it means that you don't have the level. I'm not sure if it's going to give a message that's not say you're not high enough level, but go check out the other video I'm talking about. You have to have a specific skill level before you can interact with this. Also, the gardening level is required to interact with it. That's what I just said. A food slot has been added to the character sheet next to the flask and emblems. Oh, I haven't actually seen that. So that's actually something I would see. Food can be equipped and grant small buffs. So that's what I was talking about. Food decays over time. A stack can be equipped, but each piece will last a significant amount of before decaying. Okay, one piece of food is equipped, cannot be unequipped. That is gross. If it can't be okay. Oh god. Okay, so you can't take your food out as long as you equip your food. You can't take it out. That's gross. Okay. Interesting, but it grants small buffs. I have no idea because I didn't see it, but now I'm gonna check it out and show you guys in the video. Again, check out the first video because I'm gonna do a PTS video where I'm kind of going over it much more visual instead of just talking about some words, right? Anyways, badges, there's a new available badges. There's a lot of them. There is one from harvesting, watering, composting. As I said in the first video, there's a million things you have to compost before you get like the top badge for composting. But there's like 3 different categories. Each badge reward with some pods, nice, and instant growers, cubits, and sometimes some extra, which is I think it was I can't remember exactly what it is. You'll see it in the PTS video that I'm gonna do. Also, the harvesting grants green an ally. Oh, okay, to help harvesting plants. So there's an ally that is gonna be help in the. These are the top badges for harvesting. It's gonna help you get you an ally that's gonna help you harvest, and there's gonna be a watering ally, probably also flower fiend that's going to help you water plants. So you actually can have when you get to this, you're actually going to have an ally that's actually going to probably water for you, so you don't need to do it yourself. So you basically get the what would you call them, the watering cans obsolete, which is pretty nice. So you actually get it to there. Next is the store. There's the Sweet 16 pack. When added to the store, the pack grants all 16 current available classes or receive credit pouches for any classes already owned before purchasing. Get extra reward for some extra effort. So if you already have a few classes unlocked, you can buy this pack and those going to give you credit instead. And this is a nice little pack. There is of course a collection pack that is added with the store in the, what you call it, as the patch comes out or as the update comes out, and it contains some seed flower mount, some tractor. I think that's to help you harvest as well, and also another mount, and some of the pinatas and also 25 golden cans, watering cans that cannot be traded. Again, to win the blue ribbon, to help everyone harvest to win the blue ribbon. I'm not sure what the blue ribbon is, but I think it's a reference to gardening. Okay, anyways, the story mount is also available separate in the style stat. Each mount assists with different parts of gardening. Yes, that's what I said. The seed one plants which every seed is selected in the building inventory. So basically you have, this is going to be a what's it called? What would you call it? A mount that plants for you. That's what I mean. And also the tractor is going to be like what's it called? It waters the so it's actually a mount that waters in that. That's pretty awesome. And then also, of course, the last one also harvest every plant that is in the radius. So that's a harvester. So basically, you have machines that you can help be a real farmer. All right, and also the Warden of the Fields is now available via dragon effigies, also by the golden effigy. We talked about this dragon before. So there's a few additional updates, which is I feel like is pretty important. We got a new dungeon. So in the geo top side, there's a new layout, which is nice. Not sure if it's a 5-star or 3-star, but at least a new top side dungeon there. Anyways, next thing is that the critters in Geo caves become more generous. When you assist them, they will have a small chance to provide an egg that can be hatched into their family pets. For example, Jilcha, that someone may provide you a tamed egg. So basically what they're doing is absolutely amazing. They're doing something that I've talked about a lot, where you get still some randomness, because there's still needed some randomness, but you're getting a little bit more specific on helping some specific families. So there's all sorts of critters through the Geo caves, and when you help them by either throwing them a blanket, some food, or giving them a med kit, those are going to give you a small chance of giving you an egg. It's, you know, now they just give you some crystals and a crystal cache, but now they're also going to give you an egg that is specific to those families. So if you're looking, for example, for this ally or this ally, you can basically go through the cave, just help those, and at some point they're going to give you that specific egg. Again, it's not 100% guarantee that you're going to get like the highest tier of this ally, but you're at least getting the right type of family that you basically want. So maybe you're missing like one specific, which I am. I could go and just help that specific ally, and that would give me a chance of not all allies, but at least only that family. Still can be like the lowest tier that I don't need, but it can also be the highest tier. And so it's basically narrowing in the difference, but it's still gonna be, first of all, you have to get the egg. Second, you have to get the right one. So there's a little bit less steps to it, but then you would have before this. So this is what I feel is super awesome. Anyways, next thing is that NPCs and fish trophies can now only be placed in club worlds and cornerstone. So you can't just throw them everywhere, these trophies. The Dragon Crucible has been reorganized. It's a little bit cluttered. Dragon eggs, dragon fragments now listed. Now list source are in their tooltips, which is awesome. That's great. That's where basically where you get them from is now in tooltip, which is awesome. Crafting materials have had additional information added / removed to the description where people can find them. Basically, they're just making the tooltips even better, which is awesome. Class key fragments can now be crafted with 5 empowered gem fragments in the adventure crafting bench. So right now, if you destroy either a radiant or stellar empowered gem, you get these fragments, and 10 of these fragments can be crafted into a stellar empowered gem box, which cannot drop diamond dragon eggs, but it's guaranteed to have a a stellar empowered gem. So that's what we used to do, or basically we always do, is to craft them into these stellar boxes, and if it was nothing good, you destroyed that one again, and then you maybe have 10 fragments again and you crafted another box. That's how we did it. But now you can also take these fragments and use them on your to get class keys, basically. So there's another way to get more class keys if you're missing some class keys or stuff like that, and there's something you really want. So I think it's a little bit pricey, I would say, for 5 empowered gem fragments, to be honest, but especially how common key fragments are, I feel. I would say 5 fragments of the empower ones for 1 whole key. That would be a nice price, but at least this is something more. It's nothing I'm gonna use or spend my time on, basically, but I like that there's more options for these fragments instead of just, you know, just this stellar box. But yeah, anyways, some old tradable chaos chest rares can now be destructed into new ones. Oh, okay, so the old tradable chaos chest can now be rare. Sorry, there's not just the rares, it's not the boxer themselves. Okay, I understand. Pets no longer have 5 different glim destruction value. Oh, okay. All right, pretty cool. Shadow Tower poll will update over time, not immediately, but at some point. More recently occur rooms in Shadow Towers rather than always pointing to the first room. Oh, okay, interesting. That's the lobby. The lobby portals will different over time. Okay, awesome. That nothing I'm using, but if somebody uses the Shadow Tower lobby, that's the one. If you go to your atlas and click on the Shadow Tower is there, you go to that. That's the lobby, basically. That's what they call it. Next thing is the following event items that didn't already have them now have a disclaimer added to them that they won't last long. All of these items are planned to be removed with the next update, so use them or lose them. So basically all of these things is something you should basically get away from, or what would you say, like use. So all of these old tokens that we got from way back, pinata coins, the snowflakes, the crystallized, all these things from events is just basically just telling us now to use them or lose them, basically. Anyways, the last thing is that they added the club lock, slash command to help specific logs entry in primary clubs. The command accepts a large amount of values, so there is a few examples. I'm just gonna read these, but there's a few of that. So a few new chat commands, which is awesome. Class helmet styles no longer unlock on tri classes. So if you have a tri class, it won't. So you had to unlock them before you get the helm style for that. Cornerstone just damageable by bombs and abilities now toggle on and off by default for new players. So it's toggled off. Okay, so you can't destroy. You have to make sure that you can. And it's not using your laser. When it says abilities, it's basically bombs and abilities. So a new player don't really know maybe that you can bomb stuff, so they just use your laser to do that. But now it's going to be toggled off, which is really nice. Fixed users that cost the leaderboards to load empty entries in some cases. So better. I think there's a little bit with the leaderboard still, but yes, this was the rest of the patch notes. Again, I think this is already like a 14-minute video, so I think it was good that I divided it into 2 parts. Again, if you watch this one and you don't know what I've talked about in the beginning, there's a part 1. But anyways, enough about that. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really, really appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!